So this class is only going to be 30 minutes. That is the goal. That is definitely the goal. The pair I have open right now, this is about to be hard to do. I have 3 monitors in front of me, 2 keyboards, and 2 mouses in front of me. Oh boy. But like I said, this class will only be 30 minutes long. If you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to drop in the chat. Your question might be about a pair, or it might just be about something trading in general. But don't hesitate to drop those questions because we got some money to make. Now, with this pair I have open right now, CAD Chef, I dropped this Gartley pattern in here a couple of days ago. Might have been yesterday. I'm actually in the cell. I was in the cell since up here. So like, I'm up 50 pips right now. I'm in the cell right now. So you guys know what I'm trying to do now is trying to get more aggressive with my trades. What I'm trying to do is make sure that I set it up to where, I know you guys probably saw Dorian do it also, but I used to sell the C to the D a whole lot on the Gartley patterns, like a whole lot. And then I started doing C to D only on the cipher patterns and just getting the entries on the buys on the Gartley patterns. So look at this real quick. If you want to trade this from the C to the D, what I recommend doing is if you go, I know I'm just hopping straight into the middle of this, but if you go and find a pattern on a pair, and this is the best strategy I can find for you trading C to D on a pattern, to not risk too much to gain a lot. Example, you have a Gartley pattern drawn up. You know, when you do a Gartley, you're fibbing out X to A to get your B. B is past 618, not to 786, you're good. So your first line goes at 886. That's your first buy line. Your second fib you're doing to find your C, to see if it's legit or not, you're going from A to B, how you get C. Now, earlier when I found this pattern, I want to say that C was right here before it pushed up. C was right at 618. Now, I told you guys this before. I don't always like when a pattern C is only at 618 on a Gartley pattern or a bat pattern, because there's room for price to push up. So it's all this space up here. Price can go from 618 all the way to 1. In this case, it would have been 86 pips. Now, 86 pip stop loss is not that sexy when you're looking to gain 170. You might be thinking, okay, so that's 2 times or a little bit more than 2 times. Yeah, that's fine, but if you can minimize your risk, that is even better. With this, I don't have any trend lines. I don't have any support resistance on this, but just off the strength of this, I would have waited until price hit 786 or 886 before I hop in this for a sell. Now, what I would do with that is, if I hop in this for a sell from price from 786 or 886, my stop loss is simply right above wherever A is at. That's literally the simplest I can make this. My stop loss would be on this right here. Now, why my stop loss be this right here? Hold up real quick. I'm going to write it as stop loss line real quick. Where is my thing? There it is. Why would my stop loss be right above A? You're wondering. It would be right above A because think about this. So if I'm expecting this to be a Gartley, now even if my Gartley invalidated and it makes a double top is usually going to ride right back to A or maybe right above it. So my stop loss would be above A because if I'm expecting this to be a Gartley and drop all the way down, for it to still be valid, I need price to not break A. But if it does break A and make a double top, it's going to be slightly above A. So with that, I'm doing my stop loss right above that because I know once it goes higher than that, I'm not looking for that sell anymore. Now, a perfect example of that is actually right here on the smaller pattern. Let me drop down right here. Let me ghost this out so you guys can see what the heck I'm talking about. Expired pattern, bam. Matter of fact, I'll turn you off because it's hard to see. Bam. So you guys will look and see that this was our C point. Let me box this out real quick. This was our C point right here, right? You guys following me? This is our C point of our big Gartley right here. Let me make this a hot spot. Bam, that's our C point. Now, if you look closely, you're probably thinking, okay, I see another Gartley forming up. And what you have is, I'm dropping down to the 5 minute for this one, just to make it way easier to draw. So on the 5 minute, you guys will see that, oh, before price pushed up all the way up here, you would have had let me rewind it a little bit. You would have had this, which is I think this was a Gartley or a bat. Let me see. X to A, bam. So X to A, you have a potential Gartley that was forming up earlier. I saw this one earlier too. And this is the perfect example of what I'm talking about on the higher time frame. Let me make the middle of this clear, but we're still working inside the red box. So you have your X to A, your B came down to 618, but didn't go past, my bad, but didn't go past 786. So this is your money zone, and make it blue for your validation zone. Didn't go past 786. Remember, price can wick 786, but cannot close past 786. So with that being said, this looks like a legit Gartley. So now I can erase my blue box, and I can now fib from from A to B, looking for a minimum 618, maximum 1. So here's my 618, maximum of a 1 right here. If price goes above that 1, I know that I'm not looking for a sell on this. I'm not looking for a Gartley on this anymore. Now, from right here, this looks legit, right? You can now go and draw Gartley just from this information right here. This is your X to A to B, B to C. I'm not gonna do the money zone on this, C to D, A86 right there. So let me make this Gartley visible for you guys to see. I'm like, okay, this Gartley is legit. So let me play it out and look what happened. Price pushed up right past A. Look, it literally went right past A. When it went right past A, guess what? Price still dropped because this is a legit double top. But since this little piece of this pattern right here, that little piece right there went above A. I'll make it red so you guys know what I'm talking about. This little piece right here went above A. This is no longer a Gartley pattern. The Gartley pattern is invalidated. And yes, I know it's only a wick, but this wick makes this pattern invalid. Just that quick, but it can still be a double top. And that's why I say, if I want to sell this from C to D, like for example, if I want to sell a C to D on this, my stop loss would have been probably right where this red line is at right here. It would have been right above this because I don't want price to go up here and then drop down. It's one of those traps people get trapped in where they'd be like, man, I closed the trade out and then price did exactly what I thought I was going to do. Price can be a double top. Let me slide closer. Price can be a double top without it being a Gartley, or a double bottom without it being a Gartley, without it being a bat. It can be a double top or double bottom. In this case, it's still been a double top and it still dropped down. The second peak of that double top would have been nice little almost 40 pip drop. So I mean, you still could have caught that, but if you had your stop loss right at A, it would have closed you out. You'd have been real mad. You'd have been negative for no reason. But let me keep on playing this. It's just one of those like little tricks to the trade. But see, this pattern invalidated as a Gartley pattern, but it's still, the bigger Gartley is still valid. That's why I said what we can do is use this C point is still valid until price goes up above to this red line probably. This thing is still valid as a Gartley. Now, if it pushes up here, then decide it wants to turn around, it still can be a double top, but it won't be a Gartley if price goes past this highest point right here. So let me now erase this. And also, for you guys who are, live a busy life and don't feel like going to every time frame, every small time frame to draw up patterns or find patterns, I've been doing a lot of 15-minute patterns recently just because I can, because it's so many on there. But I honestly prefer a higher time frame because I don't want to sit here and watch these things. But even on this, I'm still in the sell on this because there is definitely a big Gartley right there. Let me right there, and let me change you to bam. So I want to sell this. I'm going to sell in this until price gets probably down about right here. Now this is my take profit. Why is this my take profit for? Hold up, let me write it as take profit. This would be regular take profit line. Where's it at? Regular take profit. Why is this my take profit for? Because I know this is the last major level of support. There's actually even a level right here too. This level like somewhere generally in here too. That's a level 2. So let me go to make this a take profit line also. Make that as take profit. That's also a line 2. So if I'm selling this down, I'm expecting the price to at least hit one of these joints. Either that or that. Now, why those 2 points for? Because that's the last major level. If you look to the left, price is actually sitting on top of a line right now. I know I'm just kind of like jumping straight into this, but I'm just giving you guys the juice because I had this pair open already. So I'll just make this a 1 hour line. Look where price is at right now, and look where this line is at. There is a very distinctive line right there of where price has been hitting and turning around. So what this is showing me is that once price decides it wants to break past this line, it's going to at least one of these 2 points. So you have a high chance of getting almost 100 pips down. Well, 100 pips down from there, and then to the next point, 130 pips down. But if you want the full move to the end, that's 180 pips all the way down that you can't be getting. Just saying, if you decide you want to sell a C to the D, know that you're going to be selling this if price is at 786 or 886, and your stop loss is going right above A. If you want to sell C to D on a Gartley pattern. Now, I'm going to go through and find some other patterns real quick that I potentially saw. This potential pattern here, let me tell you how I messed this up, right? So I have so many freaking charts open. Oops. So many charts that I marked up on that I have to go through all of them every day and find my patterns. I have to consolidate these. But this is not what I'm looking for. But this could be a potential bat right here. Oh, actually, potential Gartley right there. So same thing here on NZD CAD. Pull this down. I got my potential X to A, which would be X to A. My potential. Why would I do that for? That's weird. Potential X to A right there. Now let's see where this potential C is at. You know B is going to be the vertex of this. Here your retracement and turnaround. So now we're going to fib from A to B. Price came right to, oops, let me go all the way down here. Price came right to 786, did not quite touch it. So with this, seeing this right here, I would not sell this yet. The reason why I wouldn't sell this yet is because there's so much movement that can still happen. Now, let me take my measuring tool. If I decided I want to sell this, there's still space for price to go another 80 pips up. I don't want to be in 80 pip drawdown waiting for it to come down only to just lose this. So with this, I wouldn't sell this until price got to 786 like solidly or 886 solidly. Now, if it doesn't get to it and starts dropping, don't sell it. Just buy it at the bottom of your pattern. The bottom of your pattern will be when price gets to, well, we're just guessing right now because we don't know exactly where price is going to stop at because I'm not sure if that B is solid. I told you guys in the previous class that I don't like when the C point is like in between 618 and 786. I'd rather touch one of those definitively, even if it just wakes off of that. I'd rather touch one of those and then start to turn around because if not, you end up being caught in the trap of, oh, let me sell this because I see that price might go down. This right here, this is just a guess right here of where price might go at because since this C point hasn't completely finished, we don't know exactly where it's going to go, but we can make a rough estimate of where it's going to go at. So let me do buy line. This would be a, oops, why is that like that for? This would be a buy line. I need to make a shirt that says oops on it because I say that so much in these sessions. Buy. And now we have all these fibs on here I can erase. This is our hypothetical D point down here. So what we have is a X to A to B, B to C, C to D. Bam. Now this D point is subject to change because we don't know where C point is going to end at yet. So this one, I would not sell it yet unless I get some perfect, like some really, really good confirmation on it. Now, what I do see on this also is, my nose wants to run. Forgive me wiping my snot, but you know, it happens. It's life. It's my keyboard. I can do that. I see a little trend right there. So what this is showing me is that price is kind of stuck in this little upward trend. And this is how you kind of break things down to get your entries and stuff better. I see that price is stuck on this little upward trend. You see it? I probably can even pull this down a little bit more right here. Like that. And then just move this over. So price is stuck on this upward trend, right? It's been tapping and going, tapping and going, tapping and going. Now you guys see this upward trend is happening. You know what's next. And what's funny is that this pair is making the same move the other pair makes. Look at this right here. It's like a little small Gartley being formed up, doesn't it? And it is a small Gartley being formed up, which is pretty funny. But we ain't worrying about that Gartley right now but it definitely is there. So what we need on this, for this sell to actually happen on this, we need price to do that good old bread and butter move, which is a, where the heck, I keep on losing this somehow. I need to change the background color to this. This is very hard to see. We need this to happen. We need price to decide it wants to come here and break this and then head down. When that break of this trend line happens, know that it's a good time to sell this. But if price decides it wants to push higher and tap at 886 and then goes down, just know that's a possibility. That's why I wouldn't sell this yet. Now with this one, yes, we do have a big Gartley there, but remember, a harmonic itself is just not your confirmation. It could be your signal for a trade, but it's just not your confirmation for a trade, especially when you're going from C to D. Now, it works in confluence with other things, like, for example, if this trend line, this black trend line right here gets broken, that's when you know you should be selling this joint. Because, I mean, that means that price is breaking that a little upward trend, which is the retracement of this retracement, and then price is going to be heading its way down. But if price does decide it wants to go to 886, don't freak out. That is still on the table. And there you go. 886 is right there where I drew this arrow at. It didn't quite touch 786, so I want that solid 786 touch because price came so close to it and then turned around. So I want that solid touch before it happens. But when it breaks this trend line, even if it goes up first and breaks this trend line, that'd be a nice move right there to take on the sell on NZD CAD. So let me see. Let me go out, select the 1 hour. This was that very ugly cipher that I drew up a couple of weeks ago that went all the way off. This joint, what did UCAD do? UCAD still valid. It's kind of stuck in an entry zone. And take profit is very tight on this because there's actually a bigger bat here too. But I mean, this entry for this buy is still valid. I mean, it won't be a big take profit on this at all. This is only, well, I say only 112 pips. That's not bad at all. But I mean, that, you see how small that zone is, right? You're guaranteed take profit on any Gartley pattern, which I always tell you guys is back to B. No matter what happens, no matter how much pips you want, I think price might go, your guaranteed take profit one is going to be back to B. If the pattern is going to go off like in the way you want it to go, back to B is the guaranteed move it's going to make. This joint didn't even trigger. Look at that, didn't even trigger. What else we got? Something like this might be forming up here too. If I just zoom out a little bit, what pair is this? ECAN, oh, yeah. Yeah, consolidation, that's crazy. This is technically a head and shoulders too. It's very ugly, but I ain't gonna count this as one, but this is a head and shoulders here. This is just a ugly shoulder. But what I see here is fib. I see a potential Gartley. Now, you know, this C point is probably only at 618. If it's only at 618, I am not jumping in this yet. What we got? Price is right. Look at that. So this is the perfect example I was talking about. With this one, I would not buy this up from right here. Why is that? Because price is only at 618. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, okay, maybe there's another harmonic in here somewhere. That ain't it, Chief. There's not one right there. It could be, but I don't see it. So with this, I wouldn't buy this up yet. Price did wick 618 pretty nicely, but there's a chance that price can go like, you know what? Bam, I'm going to 786 or I'm going to 886, and then I'm turning around. So with this, I don't force it. If you don't see it, don't force it. That's basically what it is. So there is a potential Gartley forming up right here, but as of now, don't this is not one you chase. But this whole session is basically about, you know, trading C to D on moves. The C to D move on a cipher, I like it way more because that move is usually longer anyway. This joint right here, the missed entry. But guess what? With this, I still wouldn't close it out. This hit it perfectly on 786 and dropped down. But our sell point is at 886 on this bat pattern. So with this, I wouldn't count it out yet. I would not count this out yet because the way this price moved, it dipped and then came right back to 786. There's a chance it could dip and then head up to the sell zone and then dip again. That dip could be your chance to get inside there. So don't count a pattern out just because it missed entry a little bit. That's what that cipher I was talking about earlier that Ray also talked about that I missed because I didn't go in the session yesterday. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't go in the session. I didn't go on it. I just missed it myself. Right here, USD CHF, what we have here? I don't see anything here. Even though it looks like it could be a potential pattern forming up, probably a bat because this looks really shallow. Let me see if I grab from yonder, pull it up. And hey, look at that, a bat. And look where price is at, right at 886. This would be X to A to B, B to C, C to D. Now you're probably wondering why the heck didn't I fib from A to B on this? Because just off the eyeball test alone, I know that this point is past 0.5. All I need is a 0.5 for it to be legit as a bat pattern. Let me drop this buy line real quick. And let me erase this fib so it's not jumbled up. Let me go here. Let me go A to B just for the strength of educational purposes. Price went to 618. This is a legit bat. Price is right at the buy limit. I'll actually buy this right now. I might actually hop into the buy on this real quick. Because I mean, it is there. It is definitely there. That's a decent zone where it's at. I mean, these points are not quite to that zone, but look right here. This is some evidence that this was resistance, well, support and resistance. Now price is at that same point again. So right now, this is looking real supportish. So if this is looking real supportish, I mean, I'm expecting if you got to get this right now, I would expect to ride this up probably to at least this first line. That's 90 pips up. So I mean, that's still a decent buy. And then your next line down where it could push back down to, which is back to 1, is another pretty decent level of support. You see, this was support right here. And then this is resistance, same line. So you know a price goes back to the point it came from before. So this could be a decent thing to buy right now. I don't know why I can't talk right now. Could be a decent thing to buy. Let me erase this sell zone up here. Let me erase this bright pink line. I'm pretty sure it's from a different session, but you gotta see how that works. This is actually pretty decent to buy USD CHF right now. So let me keep on carrying on. Trying to cover ones that I didn't obviously cover. This one is taking its time getting up there. Oh boy. For example, so I was talking about the Gartley. This Gartley went past 786, but it only wicked it. It didn't close past it. But this C zone, I'm gonna fib A to B. This C zone right at 886. This one would actually be a good one if you saw it coming in advance to buy from the bottom and ride up. Because when price is at 886, you don't have much pips between 886 and 1. So with this one, let me get to the actual spot where price was actually turned around at. GBP NZD. The NZD pairs move a lot of pips too. So it's about 50 pip zone right there. But you're looking to gain a whole lot of them. So you can gain like 800 pips risking like 50. That's a pretty good risk to reward ratio. I'm surprised I said that right the first time just now. That usually struggle for me to say. Continuing on. So this one is actually still good. This sell line is from a different pattern, probably way in the past. Yeah, all the way over here. Way in the past. But I'm gonna show you guys too. So I said this class is gonna be short today. That looks like a head and shoulders right there. Just off the rip, if you're looking at it, it looks like a head and shoulders. Let me grab my head and shoulders tool. This looks like a shoulder, a head, and a shoulder. So that looks like. Now, remember, these head and shoulders, I would not sell this until price breaks this under slow point right here. That's just my word of wisdom, because, for a nice head and shoulders, you need price to find a plateau, which it did. This blue line right here is your plateau line. So I need price to break under here for me to get in the sell. Now, why wouldn't I sell it as soon as it touches this line? Because you know why? Because it might give you a good old fake out. It might give it that good old tap and go, which is bam, and I'm out of here. And then you stuck holding the gun. Because right now, same thing, same basic rule. This right here, support. All this right here, resistance. All this right here, support. So if price is being supported, I need price to break under that cleanly, like actually get past this point too for me getting this sell. So that head and shoulders is legit, even though the shoulders aren't the same height, but that head and shoulders is definitely legit. Moving on, I did that pair already. What was this? This was a potential Gartley. What was this? Let me see something real quick. Yeah, this is joint. Oh, that's the same pair. We looked at this already, didn't we? This joint hit 786 and then drop. I didn't like that one. Liking. This example too. So looking at this off the naked eye, you might think that this pattern might have lost, but look at this closely. Price came right to 886 and then dropped down 70 plus pips. So what you do in this instance, right? When you are entering a trade, don't just enter a trade expecting the price to go somewhere, especially a bat. I know some people don't like bats. I know Chris don't like the bats. I'm not the biggest bat fan, I'm not gonna lie to you. But when you're entering a trade like this, I know that my guaranteed take profit is back to B on the Gartley. My guaranteed take profit on a bat, there's no guaranteed take profit on there. So what I do is I just see how much pips I want to get out of this. I write it there. If I want 20 pips, I get 20 pips. I want 50 pips, I get 50 pips. But I'm not gonna try to ride this back to a certain point. I'm just riding this back to how many pips I want. So I don't know when this thing is gonna turn around. I can show you guys an example of that too, because the bat usually turns around in the more not so conventional spot than a Gartley would. A Gartley usually always, if you're gonna turn around early, it turns around back at B. This is an ugly Gartley that went off. I showed you guys that in a different class before. I fibbed this out to see what's going on here, and I didn't like it. Nothing special happened there. Let me keep on going. Oh, right here. This is the one I want to show you guys on GJ. So I know I have a lot of fibs in here. Bear with me for a second. Hey, look at that head and shoulders. But let me get rid of some of these freaking fibs. My goodness. So GJ, entry, these buys are from something else. Where is it at? It's from something in the past. How far back in the past is? Let me see. Okay, I don't know where the heck those buys are from, but they're from somewhere in the past. Somewhere way in the past. Wherever the heck they at. They're from somewhere in the past. But we ignoring these buys right now. They're supposed to be sell lines. That's what they're supposed to be. So we drop back down. So looking at this, let me actually turn this to put this in the right spot and make this into a sell line like it's supposed to be. And this one too, into a sell line. So now that you have this information, right, you would think, looking at this off the naked eye, that, hey, price did not sell all the way down like it was supposed to, but it did. You know how I know it did? Because what did price do? It went back to B. That's why I tell you guys, almost the guarantee on a Gartley, no matter how deep that B is, if this pattern is going to win in your favor, price is going back to B. So I'll put this as take profit G1, because G1 is guaranteed one. Price went right back to B. And price might actually dip lower on this because it is forming what is known as a head and shoulder. I always talk about this move, but look at them head, look at them shoulders. Look at them shoulders. So now we have that information, knowing that price, well, B is actually right where price kind of stopped at and turned around at. So you already had guaranteed take profit on this. But if you decided, you know what, I ain't had enough, I'm being greedy, I'm going back, I would wait until price gets under this B line. And then I'm selling this joint, at least to this black line. At least to right there. Everything else after that should be icing on the cake. Now you're probably wondering again, why to the black line? But look at right here. Look at that support. Look at that break and retest right here. If it's hard to see, there was a break. Look at the red candle. That's your retest. Look at your rejection. So, I mean, that's just analyzing the chart and seeing that I would ride this thing at least back to this black line right here. That's a pretty major level right there. Even looking over here. Look at that resistance right there. Look at that break and retest right there. Like, look at this movements on here on that black line, which happened to be a fib line, which is pretty funny. But, yeah, I'm actually going to drop a line right there just so I can erase this fib. Bam. So yeah, this joint is still legit, So if you want to get in that head and shoulder sell, that's how you get into that after it breaks this guaranteed line. And let me make this into I'll make this into a 1 hour line. Bam. Now let's keep on going up. UJ has, I'm on CAD-J, my bad, I'm tripping. CAD-J, we talked about this already, didn't we? UJ, same thing. Look at this, like, this crap didn't do what it's supposed to do. But wait, there's more. Where is your guaranteed line at? Bam. Look at price when it hit entry. This would have been like no drawdown trade. Just look at this zone right here. Look at that. I want to say I dropped this in the chat yesterday too. Look at that move right there though. That is a price coming down to entry, going right to the guaranteed take profit, and then dropping off the face of the earth. So on a Gartley, you can almost always put your take profit 1 at that guaranteed take profit. Everything after that is icing on the cake, but just know that price is going to go back there. Like, that's almost, it's not 100% guaranteed, but it's like 99% that price is going to go to this G1 take profit. That's your guaranteed take profit on a Gartley. If your pattern is going to sustain, it's going to go back to B. That's honestly what it is. Like, if it's going to fail, if your pattern is going to fail, it's going to blow straight past that. But your guaranteed win is back to B. So look, the price went back to B. only 30 pips, but then it dropped. But that's 30 pips. Then imagine if you would have had your take profit higher than that. Let's say you would put your take profit at even a level like, let's say, like right here. You're like, oh, I see a major level right there. Let me make this my take profit line, just in general. I mean, just take profit. Probably thinking, okay, why did I make take profit that high? Because the naked eye would see, I see a major level of resistance right here. That means the price is going right back up there. That's not a guaranteed move. Your guaranteed move is back to B. I hope you guys remember that for sure. Gartley, back to B. Every single time. Drinking some peach crown. But yes, back to B is your guarantee. And that round of accident, I'm just that good. I didn't even know it. Let me see, I got my other messy charts. Let's see what we got here. I do way too many. This one here was so sexy. I told you guys earlier, it missed initially, but stick with it, and it came back to the entry and then dropped on the face of the earth. Pretty nice, pretty nice. We have on gold. Gold is still legit entry right now. Like, it's still in the entry zone. But if you don't trade gold, don't chase this joint. Let it do what it's going to do. Because price might come back down to this major line right here and then head up. But I haven't analyzed gold a whole lot this week, so no stresses. This line right here, this trend line, I want to say Dro asked me about UJ, and what did I see on it? He was riding this trend line right here. He was riding this pinch of price. You see how a trend line is going up? This red trend line is coming up. Price is tapping it, tapping it, tapping it. And then the top, price is kind of like hitting the wall and stopping. And I showed him that this is all part of a bigger cipher. So that Gartley I just showed you guys right here is all part of the same big move. This is just a different chart I have, but it's all part of the same big move right here. So now we have price under a major daily level on this. I want this joint to drop. I'm actually getting this sell for this to drop. So I want this joint to come down. But what I might do to be safe, trading safe is not fun, but it'll save you some stress and some money, at least right down to this 4-hour line right here. Why is that? This is where our A is at. That's the last, major level of support is right there. Now, I want price to come all the way down here, but my guaranteed take profit on this sell is going to be right here at this first line. And I'm not saying close your trade out. What I'm saying is close out some of it or just move your stop loss to break even once price gets to that point. But the one thing that sucks about moving your stop loss to break even is this can happen. Price can go, you know what, gotcha, and then go bam. It gets momentum to make that move down. But yeah, I'm still expecting this cipher move to happen. That's what I'm expecting to happen. I want to say this cipher moves at the end of another really big pattern. Let's see what we have here. A huge pattern. That big old Gartley right there, which was also covered on the session also. That Gartley had a major takeoff. 900 pips up. Let me see what I got on these pairs real quick, and then I'm gonna hop off here because I'm making this session short today. This is just a little, refresher back to B, how you trade C to D on the Gartley. Not doing anything major on this. This Gartley was very ugly. I covered this on Monday session about finding pairs in ugly moves, and this is definitely one of them, and that was very nice, very, very nice. What was here? I was drawing something there. I don't know what it even was. Some of my charts are very ugly. This right here, still legit. I have to adjust my C, but this is still legit. If I pull my fib from A to B, price, look at that. Price was floating between 786 and 886 before. If you guys know what I'm talking about, look right here. Price was floating in the middle. This is why I say I don't like when price floats in the middle to try to buy it up. Yes, you could have made pips off of this, but if you're trying to hold out on this to price get all the way up here to the top, you'd have been SOL. Because look at that, price is floating between 786 and 886. It didn't wick it. It just is floating between it. It closed between it. But look what price did on the next candle, the next major move down, not next candle. It went right to 886. It's not floating between anything. It went right to 886, and now it started pushing its way back up. So if this Gartley pattern is going to be legit, it's going to be starting at the 886 point and then pushing its way up. And that's just showing you what I mean when I say I wouldn't hop into a price when it's between these two for a buyer, for a sell. I want to be at one of them. I want to be at 786, at 886. I don't even want to be at 1, because at 1 at that point is too close for comfort. That means this thing is probably going to drop down a little bit and invalidate. Now, if price is at 1 and you decide you want to buy it or sell it to your D point, that's good because your stop loss can be pretty tight on that because it's already at 1. It's already almost at the maximum it can go. And that's Euro GBP. So I actually need to adjust this this C point from there to here because remember, you ignore all this noise in the middle. This pattern is still legit. So let me just move this over and I can now readjust my D point up a little bit to about right there. And it makes my money zone a little bit bigger. Bam. Yo, I did draw this joint. And it disrespected that pattern because it dropped early at 786 and then disrespected it. The disrespect. But guess what? Some patterns lose. It happens. It definitely happens. Look at that cipher right there. That joint went off. This joint didn't hit entry yet and invalidated on Cash Chef. There's a small one I just showed you guys a little while ago. This joint went stupid also. That joint went stupid also. I know it looks very unconventional, but it definitely went stupid. That joint missed. You talked about that already. I'm trying to see if I have anything else different. And I guess not. That joint went stupid too. That's a very ugly pattern in the midst of a bunch of nonsense, but it went stupid also. So yeah, with that being said, I made this class very fast, very short. If you guys, let's say, what was the pattern you showed on US CHF? Oh, I'm about to get off real quick. Hold it real quick. This one right here. This was the Gartley for the buy. It was on this one actually. This is my problem. I have too many freaking pairs. It was right here. It was a bat. My bat on the Gartley. And price was right at 886. Oops, right at 886. So it's still good. It's still good for a buy. Yeah, there you go. Still good for a buy. Now, if you guys have any more questions, I am actually going to take my time and upload all 3 of these classes that I didn't upload yet. Was it 3? 2 classes I didn't upload yet, which was from last Sunday. Not last Thursday. No. Last Monday. I didn't do a class last Thursday. This past Monday and then today. I'm going to upload probably 2 of them tomorrow and then 1 of them on Sunday. Remember, guys who are on here, there's some people that dropped off already, but we are doing our team, mentorship every Sunday, man. That's what we're doing. I want you guys just learning to trade. I want you guys learning to grow and grow this thing and be comfortable in talking about it and speaking about it too, because at the end of the day, you could be someone's gateway to something they never heard of. Like Ray approached me with this in 2016, and I thought this was some BS. And then I'm on here teaching you guys now. What is this? 4 years later, when I first heard about this, I'm on here teaching you guys now. So with that being said, I'm Elmondo Hamilton. You guys be easy. And I'll see you guys on Monday on the next session. But I actually see you guys on Sunday on the mentorship call. I'll holler at you.